I'm saying is, even though you're just talking with the family, but you're talking about plans for us in the future, I don't feel good. For me, we are lying, talking about, maybe you don't remember, because it's drinking. Maybe you do, because it's great. I don't know. When they're asking, oh, so what are you guys going to decide since you have this problem to sleep? And I gotta keep interrupting the conversation to let you keep, because every time you say things that would make them think that we are fine, that like we don't, we are not having these problems to solve really soon. And they keep interrupting, don't let him finish, because the first times we were talking, you were just saying, no, like 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, blah, blah, talking about price of place, which I know you like to look at those things. But I didn't know you were making appointments to look places 3 months in advance. These things, I know it's not easy for you. It's not easy for me either. And I don't think they're going to judge you. I think you would probably concern what they're going to think about you if you tell them what is happening. I don't think they're going to judge you. I don't think so. Yeah. So most likely, it's going to be good for your side, because they don't know nothing about the marriage. For sure, the way the things they talk to me, they don't know. They only know about the financial situation, which probably they also don't know the whole truth about the financial situation. They probably think like since the evening, you struggle so much, which is not true. So I feel uncomfortable with these situations, actually. I don't want to be in a position where who doesn't know the whole truth about what we live inside these walls from by this seal. I will be the ungrateful. And the second thing that I'm worried about it, I don't like to be the ungrateful when I am the one that is suffering. And the third, I know you don't want to support the family. You know what I mean? Of course, we don't support the family. To tell them that we might get a divorce was embarrassing. But again, you have a relationship that is not,
Can I say something? I understand. I thought about it too. My understanding is when we got married, you say these things, with that be apart, no matter what happens, that's what marriage is. Marriage is, from my understanding, have struggles, have terrible things that happen between the two. But as long as there's not a violation of trust, whether it's infidelity or whether it's lying, but if there's not that, I just believe that married couples should attempt to work things out, especially if they love one another. And I can't speak for you, but I've always loved you, And so, the way I've looked at this going forward is that you're saying you need, basically what you're saying is you want a separation, right? Is that we would still be married, but we're separated, and I really don't know what,
Me too, but when you're done, sorry.
You want to have this separation, right? And it's kind of, I know what you're saying about all the other stuff is that, you're stressed out, the stresses create, is exacerbating the illness and making it worse, and all these types of things. I hope that somehow this separation is going to make things better. Well, I fear it because I think it's dangerous for us as a family. And I know that you're saying, you've been living at school since September. We've kind of been living in this.
I'm not living in school since September. I was in school. My class started in school, and every single attempt to me that I said, I feel so lonely, I'll go home. You convinced me, changed my mind that was not a smart move, that I should stay in school, that I should be studying, that you will be kids fine. And I said, I know, but I miss you too. But we gotta sacrifice. You're almost there. And I stayed not because I agree with you. I stayed in school because one more time I felt alone. I felt I don't have a person that misses me. And I agree with you, when a couple has a problem, they gotta try to work the problem together. I did that for 4 years. You don't have any idea how many hours I prayed, how many times I prayed with my hands on your head while you're sleeping, asking God to keep us together. But I can't say for a fact, but now I am tending to believe that my disease is the result of suffering. Because, like I told you, I never trust or loved a person like I love you. But right now, it's a matter of surviving. If I will keep loving you and not loving you, I will die and my daughter will suffer. I can't continue. You keep only talking about, oh, I know, I'm sorry, I should not said this, I should say. You did many things, doesn't matter if it was intentional or not intentional. That happened, and that continues to happen. The difference now is that I am aware of the way you behave. For instance, the day your parents were coming, a day before, after they say, a day before, I was going to school to stay whole day, try to finish my schoolwork before the parents. You said, oh no, don't go because I will use your car, my car is not working. I said, okay, no problem, I'll stay. And they said, make sure, call to fix your car, because I'm going to need the car tomorrow. He said, okay. On the following day, that's the day your parents coming, you get upset because I said, well, I'm going to need the car. He said, I need to work out. And that was ridiculous. Not because I'm not working out, because even when I was working out, I will never, ever let you or your parents or the special moments don't give my best because I want to work out. You make a scene in the house because even though we have a gym, the gym doesn't have cable. And you complain about spending money, but you want to take Ubers while I cancel my doctor's appointment. So that was one fact, right? Mm-hmm. For instance, that's exactly what happened between us. That's exactly what happened between us when we have a problem. Right after the problem, you say something trying to make me feel guilty or make you feel a good guy or a guy that's not appreciated. As soon as I said, okay, I'm going to get, and I was going to school to get blankets for your parents. He said, I saw Vic last night with the boots that I gave to you. Yes, the boots you gave to me, which the size doesn't fit. And then he said that you could return. I could, but she needs one, and the boots was $50. So I gave to her. Because before, I used to feel, oh, I gave his present. That's a bad move. You always did something like that. And I fell for it. And after tonight, I told you, babe, you gotta tell the truth to your parents. I don't think you're telling them. You change completely your face. You act like a poor guy. And immediately, I was going to start to feel sorry for you. Because unfortunately, I don't care only about you. I care even to a homeless on the street. And I said, I'm not going to do this. Because, babe, do you know how many times this year, I'm not going to, not even say the other years, I want somebody to talk because I was sick, my disease, how many hours I was in this bedroom, looking to the ice outside, desperate. It didn't happen. You didn't want to listen to me. Every time during our marriage, before you start coaching, you were home by 3, 4 o'clock. I was home 8. You were sleeping with your nap, there's not a problem. But the time I decided to go home and sit after making lunch for everybody, you find something to do. Do you remember that you used to do schoolwork at night? You never did. Was not paying, was not extra job. When I sit on the sofa, you decide to cook. I always told you this. You can spend 3 months or more without having sex to me. I only discovered that it was jerking off in the bed watching porn once, but who knows how many times. So it's 4 years trying to work marriage. And while I am sick, your life hasn't changed. You're still sleeping. You're still working out twice a day. You still, like I said, do the things. You send the text message. I'm sorry, I act like a child, but my routine is like sacred when something.
I didn't say anything.
Something like that. You said.
I don't think so.
Yes.
I apologize. I thought I was saying I shouldn't have done that. My routine is not important. That my routine is.
Let me see.
Is not what's important. I was trying to stress to you that I know that I'm an idiot sometimes, and I'm trying to get better.
And you never respect my wishes when I'm upset that I don't want to say mean things to you. You don't care. I said, listen, I don't want to talk because, when I'm upset, leave me alone because I will say things that hurts.
I know. I'm trying to learn that. I know.
4 years trying.
I know.
And I got to wait again because now you want to try. I'm sorry. I'm not going to wait. It's 4 years waiting.
Yeah, I was childish.
Yeah, because my routine is throw off.
And my routine is not the most important thing in this world. And you're right that I brought up that shoes thing because I was mad. Why else would I do that? I'm sorry.
So ridiculous. That's ridiculous what you did.
I know.
You say sorry. I know. I'm speaking. That you did happen every day, every often. And before, you got me. Now you don't. And remember the other times that I told you, I'm sorry, you are such a better person than I am. I don't deserve you. I take back. Not to hurt you, but you're not better than me. Okay, but I thought, because the way you made me see myself when I was saying, hey baby, listen, I think we should work this in our marriage, and you always had something completely different that switched the subject, and at the end I was me. Listen, I don't want to discuss the problems. I want to show you why now I'm not going to work in your way. Not because I tried.
Well, as like I said before, and you'll see when you talk with my parents is that one of the things that I told them was that I have not been a good husband, and defended you, not attacked you, and things like that. But I was telling them that I hadn't been a good husband, and that I made poor decisions, and things like you're saying, the thing about you wanted to come home because you missed us and you were lonely, and I was saying no, stay. Again, those are bad decisions. Like I don't know, I don't know how. I think what I'm trying to do now is not offer any advice, or any type of not offer any type of feedback, not because I've made poor decisions, I've given poor advice. But when those things that you're talking about, I always tell you what I think. I never demand it.
Yes, I can prove you.
Okay, well. The thing with staying home,
I'm not talking about this. I told you, I have our text messages since 2020.
Yeah, but
I can prove you. I'm not guessing.
Prove that I do. Prove
that you were controlling, that you demand things, and you keep saying that I never want to get involved in the finances. It's not true. I decide to not get involved in the finances because when was in the beginning, you have a way to operate with money that I disagree completely, and to not have damage in your marriage and to not make you feel inferior because you had this feeling that I tried to make you feel inferior, even though you might have done some bad decisions financially. I had two options. I have one more problem with a husband that doesn't touch me and blames me for not touching me. So while I was in school, you had the excuse that I was sick. Why during your marriage there is months and months that you didn't come next to me?
I can, the way I remember, if you're talking about like Liberty Place kind of thing?
No, since Coconut Grove. After October 6th, we didn't had. You were never in bed like now with me. Never.
I don't know what to tell you. I mean, when we first got married, I think I was, and still, I know you're saying after 4 years, we're still
at least I can speak for me, new to the entire concept of being a couple. Because I haven't had relationships. I've told you that I've dated, but I don't have a relationship. I haven't had, I mean, maybe my longest real relationship was when I was a teenager. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to live for someone else or do something for someone else.
I understand completely.
When we first got married, I think I was still kind of just not knowing what's expected of me or anything like that. So I lived my routine, which was staying up late at night, or till midnight watching TV, and not really.
Okay, no, I understand. I understand. Now I gotta say something. So while we were dating, before we got married, that we are almost married, sleeping together almost every day, you were amazing. You didn't watch TV. You want to stay with me.
Were we living together, you're saying? Or no?
Since the beginning. After the wedding, that when things start to get bad. But I don't agree that, I don't know how to live together. No, you do. Because you're living with your sister. You guys have specific days to go to a movie theater, specific days to have friends, to have a night, drink wine. You didn't have sex with her, but you don't have to live with a person have boundaries. You don't have boundaries with me. You decide everything.
But I don't want to, and I've never.
It doesn't matter if you don't want it or want. You did it.
I understand.
Christmas was a good example.
What?
Christmas presents, even my presents. We discussed about this already. I'm just giving an example. Even though you don't want to do it, you did it. It doesn't matter if you don't want to do it, you did it. That is text message. You complaining because I told Vicky that I was going to give her $20. And you say a bunch of things, blah, 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 blah. And at the end, you say, okay, my beautiful, amazing wife, I gotta go. And then the conversation was over. It was like that. All our problems, everything during marriage that required a decision, I would say my point, you would say yours, and I'll talk to you later. I remember that you used to text me or call, and I used to answer right away. Until the point, I said, I'm not doing it. And one of the messages, you say, why you don't answer my call? I don't answer. I'm in class. I had to leave class. Because you were angry. Okay, financial aid has not said exactly the date. Every semester has a crazy message from you. There is one time that I said, listen, we can keep paying your school. And I said, Josh, we don't pay school. Yes, we do. No. And I send you a screenshot, and you still don't believe me.
Believe that.
And what I was saying.
That you were paying for school? Not paying for school or paying?
You said, it doesn't matter. You said that.
I just didn't believe something you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
As usual. You never believe. At the beginning, don't you remember that I complained that every decision you had first to talk to your parents and then you were talking to me?
I remember, yeah.
So, that hasn't changed that much. For instance, to sell our cars. They told about the cars, you decide to sell. And then you said, we gotta do it because there's a deal. Blah, blah, blah. It's not like our idea. All the places we went to see is you choose the place and I decide from the place. Not this one. Because are you sure? Are you sure? Many times. And then I get the blame. Then I get the deal. Then is the groceries. Then let's not eat that much. Then don't buy this. Then I don't want.
It sounds...
Listen, I don't want because I have the risk to die. You don't. You don't have it. You can go naked outside on the street. You can run. I cannot even run again. Not because of my legs, because of my heart. And if you ask me to give you a chance, I'm sorry. That's the first time in my life that I love me. Doesn't matter what is going to happen. I never been scared of the unknown. And I'm telling you, I am not going to be on the streets. Because a person that finds a way, it's me. And it is not to offend and say, I'm better than you. No. It's just because you might decide to say, I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to do anything. I'll find a way.
When you say all these things, it seems to me, and I mentioned this to my parents, when I was talking about things with us, and I was telling them, I haven't been a good husband. I feel like, from my perspective, from my decision making, a lot of the bad decisions I make are always money related stresses, even if it's indirectly. And that's something that I see is a major stressor, or has been a major stressor throughout our marriage.
Yes. Yes, but because why? You had made decisions because you talk about trust when you never trust me. Because every advice or suggestion you would take like as offense, as I was trying to say that you're dumb, or as I trying to control you, and then you do completely the opposite. So the one never trust another was you. You never trust me. You probably has this, oh, she's an immigrant. I don't care what it is, but you never trust me. That's why you gotta look in GPS. That's why every time before, when I was healthy, you would call me and tell me when I was healthy. You never trust me. You probably has this, oh, she's an immigrant. I don't care what it is, but you never trust me. That's why you gotta look in GPS. That's why every time before, when I was healthy, you would call me and text me all day long to ask what I'm doing. After I become this piece of crap, no, you don't text that much like before. And when you do, it's just because I said you don't text. And for me, there's zero value. Zero. It's one more proof.
What's zero value?
When a person does something because I said it's nothing. Push me away even more. And again, unfortunately, I love you. But I love you me now more. And I love you so much that if I didn't love you, I wasn't here at this moment. Because I know there is a bunch of organizations that could help me. But because I love you, I want to make this thing right. I don't want to put all out there what are things to embarrass you. Yeah, if I show all the texts for your family, for everything that I have, it's embarrassing. If I show them all the bank statements, it is embarrassing. How we made all the money, we ask them money. I don't want I love you. And I hope you're at a great psychologist. Because your problem is not anxiety. Your problem is you don't actually realize the things you're doing. It takes a long, long time after somebody has to tell you. And that's bad. Because you might find somebody one day that you love, but if you don't, you're losing someone that is honest, that really loves you.
That's...
I don't listen.
I was...
You can say whatever you have to say, but that's my decision. It's done. Even if you find the best, the amazing skills, nothing is going to change. Because it's a matter of survive.
I understand what you're saying. What I still hope and believe is that I want, and I'm not talking about the separation thing, but I want to be a great husband. I love you. I've always loved you, and you might not agree with this, but I do try unsuccessfully in some of these things, but I'm gonna try more, and I'm gonna continue to try because
Josh, do you remember one day I asked you, Josh, who are you? Do you know who is Josh? What is Josh? Not Josh husband. Not Josh teacher. Who is Josh? Don't answer me. You don't. I don't want to know. You have to know.
Yeah.
That's not something that I want to know. Because when you discover who is Josh, you're gonna be able to do the things you want and you're not succeeding. Because if you are trying to be a good husband and you're not succeeding, there's something on your mind that changes your intent.
Well,
so you gotta discover who is this person.
That might be, okay, I know who I am, but I would say this is that I never saw the problems at first, as you were trying to tell me that there were problems. I denied, ignored, didn't see whatever the problems that you're talking about. But I do now, and
it's too late.
I'm not trying to change anything. and trying to, like you said, make things right, and trying to acknowledge my failings as a husband. Not trying to...
For instance, how do you know that you smoking this offering in this amount?
I don't know. I doubt it.
Probably not.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Because that's a big problem. Sometimes, I get it. Sometimes, I don't know. You're not here. Actually, we're talking with you, but it's not you.
Mm.
And I don't think so.
Well, I'll tell him tomorrow. It'll be one of the... It's not doing it for you. I didn't say I was doing it for you. But I'll do it for us.
And the first thing that, I mean, not the first thing, one of those things that you did lately, trying to manipulate me, is we don't have the money to rent 2 apartments.
I'm not trying to manipulate you. We'll figure it out. I'm...
You're trying to manipulate me.
Why do you think I'm trying to manipulate you?
Because that's the only way you can argue so we can live together. We cannot find 2 great apartments, no.
Yeah, I agree.
But, like I said, I'll live on the streets. I need survive. It's for my daughter.
So then let's do this. We can do this thing. Get separate leases and separate units and live separately, and so be it. What's going to happen in respect to Vic? What I mean is, she's not my biological daughter, but I love this girl.
You bring the subject that we discussed already. You again try to make emotional. Try to make that you gonna suffer. That me too. She's going to.
No, I know.
That is not the issue.
No.
You know that you can see her.
Yes.
I'm not gonna discuss about this because you did it and you wanna juice again.
No.
Say that the guy. I don't wanna talk about this because that's not the issue.
I know. What I'm trying to do is think of the practicality, like what's about to happen. And what I was going to suggest was, is it something like, on days where you've got to be at school, she can...
We talked about this already. And I agree. And keep in mind, I raised this by myself.
I know you did.
So don't worry. I'm not saying that... I'm just saying, you try to make this a big problem. That's not the problem.
No, I'm not trying to make that a problem.
I don't want to discuss about this because we already discussed about this.
Well, this is...
And you already asked me, can I take her in a few days? I said yes. So why I'm going to talk about the same thing?
Okay.
Because you want to try to bring up that, I'm going to miss her. Okay, no. Why say again?
It's not that late. I'm being honest here with you, which is I am fuzzy on the details. I mean, I don't know exactly,
I'm sorry, you're going to hold on details. I'm not going to discuss about details.
No, I don't.
I
didn't want to discuss.
I don't care. I'm not going to put your life in front of mine.
I'm not asking you to.
So don't talk to me about this.
Okay.
I just thought that I had tremors today. My knee is hurting me today, and you got fuzzy about details. And you better tell all the truth tomorrow. You better tell details and the truth, because I don't want to have to do it. So if I see you lying like you do in front of me, I'm going to have to bring things. What he was saying about the surgery, about new surgery. You remember that you went white? I look at you, I said nothing. But while they all had to rest for days, I had to work on the following days and carry weight. And yesterday you cried because you did choose Buster. Because you're crying Buster's outside. And I said, all right. Even though I love you, when I remember how much I was suffering and no one wanna listen to me, no one wanna talk to me, inside of this apartment, like crawling like a baby because I could walk, sitting on this floor, crying all day, crying because my body was dying. Just for suffering. I don't want to sorry. I don't want to sorry. Every time I remember, I want to tell you, please leave. That's what I want to do. Believe me, I want to stay alone. This desk, chair that I bought was the only and the first item after 4 years that I bought without asking you. Can you believe that?